Well, as we always say on this show, go woke, go broke. And isn't that the case? Just check out what's happening to Target in the U.S. It has lost $9 billion with a B dollars in market value since causing controversy over its rollout of a Pride collection featuring LGBTQ-friendly clothing for children. Now, to discuss this and lots more, filmmaker and my favorite New Yorker, Ami Horowitz, joins me now. Ami, thanks so much for coming on the U.S. Report, and I'm fascinated by this whole case of Target following on Bud Light. It seems like public protest is really working here with the calls to boycott Target. Are they starting to panic?
Yeah, look, I've always been of the view that we should not use economic boycotts. We have political disagreements. That has always been my view for many, many years. I've changed that view. The other side has weaponized economics. They've weaponized boycotts to push their particular agenda and has been extraordinarily effective. For that reason, I changed my mind a couple of years ago. I think we have to wield the same weapon. I think it's damaging to all of us in the U.S. and the world to do such a thing, but I don't see how there's any kind of choice. Yes, it has worked. It's worked quite effectively, actually. It's worked with Bud Light. It's now worked with Target, or as we say, Target. They've moved this to the back of many of their stores. It's awful that we've come to this position, but this is where we are, and we have to fight fire with fire. And it pains me to say that, but yes, economic boycotts are very, very effective.
So this is a really interesting thing to me then. Does it seem that on the, I guess, conservative, or maybe just I should say normal side of politics and in the customer base just out in general, people have all woken up to this kind of at the same time and is saying enough is enough?
Yeah, and look, I think that's the only thing that's going to save us, to be honest, is the independents, the middle ground, the people who have not been paying attention to politics as acutely as you or I, who are saying, now, whoa, wait a second, this is crazy. I'm not going to expose my children this type of behavior. And look, I think Bud Light's a perfect example. I mean, they were crushed after Dylan Mulvaney. And look, the truth is, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's so interesting. Most people have thought and think that corporatism, that corporations are conservative. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's kind of been the going narrative that, if you run a corporation, you are by definition a conservative. It's simply not true. And what's even crazier is that these corporations are giving money to the people who are trying to extinguish them. You could go back to the Black Lives Matter riots. The people who were the targets of the riot, the people that they were looting and burning down their businesses, were giving money to Black Lives Matter. This is not, corporatism isn't conservative. They're just stupid.
But this just doesn't make any sense to me here, because, these businesses are in the business of making money, whether their politics are left or right, and yet they seem to now be almost going out of their way to offend people. It's like what started in Hollywood has now transferred to the entire Fortune 500 of corporations. How can they get away with offending people if it's going to start really hurting their market caps, their profits, all of that?
The answer is they can't. I think they were getting away with it because people like me and mea culpa were saying we shouldn't boycott companies who we disagree with. And because of that, they didn't pay any kind of economic price. Now that people like me have switched our position and we're saying, let's use that as a cudgel, just like the other side has, now they're paying the price, and now they are making changes because they're realizing, oh shoot, we can't placate only 50%, or really in the case of most of these radical agenda items, 10 or 15%. We're not going to placate 10 or 15% and lose 50%. That math doesn't work. They've been now changing because that math doesn't make sense for them. So I think from that perspective, it's good.